know what I hate? When I do everything right, you know? What else can I do? I'm doing everything I can out here. I'm doing it right. Part of me just wants to say, fuck.
Hey guys, be careful marrying these women that were raised in princess culture. They all want to have babies, but none of them want to be mothers. They want to get married, but none of them want to be a wife. And they put more thought into that wedding than they did their future husband. That's going to end up being a problem.
This is the reason why women are attracted to bad guys. Now, the truth is, they aren't actually attracted to bad guys, but they are attracted to the underlying traits that bad guys offer them. Like having an interesting character, being confident, being masculine, and not being too desperate to get the woman's attention. Because a lot of these so-called nice guys that we have today, they are quite desperate, and they aren't very confident, and they aren't very masculine. And so a lot of girls aren't going to be really attracted to them. And at least that bad guy has that something interesting, that masculine edge that women like. And now yes, this masculinity might sometimes be toxic masculinity, that's very bad for her, but at least it is masculinity. And that is what a woman is biologically attracted to. And so in practice, this explains why we see so many women preferring to date the bad guys over the so-called nice guys. But this doesn't actually mean that they like a bad guy that treats them poorly. What it really means is that they resort to dating the bad guys out of lack of better options. Because most so-called nice guys are really just unattractive, desperate beta males. And if you would give a woman the choice to date a bad guy or to date an actual good guy that is just as confident, just as masculine, and has a character that is just as interesting as the bad guy, 99% of all women will easily choose the good guy. So guys, please do not aspire to become a bad guy in the pursuit of women. Always aspire to become a good man.
Ooh, brutal but true. And credit to Performance Potential, I initially saw this on his TikTok and got 10 million views. I think this says a lot about the double standard that exists where women, they have these strong physical standards. They also have emotional standards. But men, we get shamed for having physical standards. Like, for example, if I made a TikTok saying, don't talk to me unless you have double D tits, that would not be something that would be well received. And I think that we have to get to a point where we acknowledge that, hey, people have physical standards, people have emotional standards, people have personality standards. It's okay. Men shouldn't be shamed for it, and neither should women.
Let's talk about first date options in 3 categories: chill, semi-active, and active. Chill. These are the first date options you can do when you don't feel like doing a lot. You just want to sit down, chill, talk, but not waste a lot of money on it, just to really get to know the person. Second option is semi-active. It means that you're not just sitting around, you're actually doing something, engaging in some activity with her, but it's not strenuous activity. And finally, active. This is an first date activity you can do where you're actually engaging in some kind of very active, strenuous activity. And this can be done if you're a very active person and the other girl is also very active and you want to do something fun and very driven.
Hello, man. Anti-marriage rant Tuesday. I'm back. Hey, one of the TikTokers named Don7 found a Supreme Court document from one of the states that said something like this, and I found another one from another state, and I'm going to read it to you. I need you young men to understand specifically, this is not a hypothesis, this is not guessing, this is not me selling a narrative. I'm going to read from you the Supreme Court of Illinois, right? And this is from a direct document. And many, many states say the same thing. Marriage is a civil contract to which there are 3 parties, the husband, wife, and the state. And it is regarded as a status based upon public necessity and controlled by law for the benefit of society at large. One of the contractual obligations of the marriage contract is the duty of the husband to support the wife. Even in law, the man supports the woman. And this contractual obligation cannot be abrogated without the consent of the third party, the state. Husband and wife may contract with each other as to their mutual property rights, but the husband cannot, by contract, either before or after marriage, relieve himself of the obligation imposed upon him by law to support his wife, and contract between husband and wife one of the material provisions of which that the husband shall be relieved of obligation imposed upon him by law to support his wife is illegal and void as being contrary to public policy. Men, I need you to understand this. This has nothing to do with being angry at women. This has nothing to do with any of that and feminism and everything. This has to do with the fact that these days, once you get married, you are legally, by law, never abrogated or relieved of taking care of that woman. It's right here. Look it up. Illinois Supreme Court. Now, Don 7 did something like it. It came out of another book. And I've been preaching this for a while. Educate yourself, man. Don't get married.
So I won't hold back. And you should know that what's never good, just have regrets. So I won't go back. Oh, Lord, got me to forget the time I lost with no regret.
On a second date with Tinder girl, and she's paying with coins.
Now, I know I don't get to make the rules here of engagement. However, I think there's a general rule here out there, everybody, because I'm looking at the comment section blowing up with women screaming, well, why is she paying for the date in the first place? Listen, little gender equality hungry thoughts. Y'all wanted this shit, now you got it. Now, I personally don't mind if a lady asks me out and she says she's going to take me out for dinner or lunch or whatever and she pays. Fuck yeah, that means she's a respectable person. I can respect a woman like that. But if you always expecting for a man to pay, you better be paying with something. You better be giving up something. A fair exchange has never been a robbery in this motherfucker, for real. And you have some, if that's all you got, is it, well, why is this man paying? Then what are you doing? You better be doing something on your back, on your knees, on something, on God.
He is probably more flavorful than your mom's best meal. Slurp it like a sambar, bitch.
I'm not here to defend white people or nothing, but I don't know. I don't think you know this, but white people can cook, baby. Yeah. Apparently you don't watch the PBS channel on Sunday mornings. Them motherfuckers be throwing down on that motherfucker. Yeah. It's called the Create channel. You ever synced it? I synced it. It ain't nothing but a bunch of white people on that motherfucker making some shit that I'd be like, I'm going to the motherfucking grocery store to get. Right now. To try it. You need to get your remote control and start going through your cable channels if you got it. And I know you got the interwebs because you made this. You need to start Googling on your phone. So, and since you obviously don't know how to cook because you said it, I think it's funny though. I think it's funny, but I have to tell you, if your coochie is tasting like Old Bay, you're wrong. If it tastes like Lowry seasoning salt, you're wrong. If it tastes like garlic or lemon pepper, you're wrong. If it tastes like pepper, period, you're wrong. What other seasonings we got in here, Mr. J? What else we got? Oh, if it tastes like crushed mint, basil, savory, celery salt, chives, rosemary, sage, cinnamon, fennel seed, dillweed, Italian pizza thyme, parsley. Let's go up in here. SPG rub me some burger pub rub. If it's tasting like some Morton season-all, if it's tasting like the perfect pork, oh, y'all don't eat that. Forgot about that. Sorry, didn't mean to offend you. If it's tasting like street tacos, ooh, your pH balance is off, baby. You got to fix that. Because my mama's food is flavorful, but mine's even more flavorful. Hold the line, gentlemen.
What's up, fellas? Thanks for watching my last video. Thanks for roasting me in the comments like I asked. Shout out to the Tiny Bagel 2.0 YouTube channel, no spaces. Go take a look at his channel. He makes the red pill, Mgtow type video compilations from TikTok videos. I love those channels. I watch them all the time. That's part of the reason why I decided to jump in to this conversation on TikTok, because I watch so many of those videos. I see a lot of guys who are hurt, who are scared, who are sad, and I kind of wanted to offer a counter narrative or maybe a different kind of advice. And that's kind of like my main philosophy, my driving point in these videos is, yes, I did marry a single mom, red flag. I did meet my wife on Tinder. That's awful. It's important to remember when I did meet my wife, it was years ago, and Tinder wasn't as toxic of a place as it is now. It was a little bit more honest. It was a little bit more open, a little bit more friendly. It's a cesspool right now, okay? So I do acknowledge that. But you can't let fear rule your life, fellas. Do I recommend you go out on Tinder and find yourself a single mom? No, absolutely friggin' not. It's a lot of responsibility. And me, at that time in my life, I felt like I was ready for that responsibility. I have a bunch of kids now. It's not something that I regret doing, but I totally understand and I agree with the guys who are like, I'm not ready to raise kids. I'm not ready for all that responsibility. Then don't take on that responsibility, because it is a mountain of responsibility. But women in general and relationships in general are not something that you need to be afraid of. Big, strong guy, you know? You're a man. Be a man. Stand up straight. Put your chest out. Put your chin up. You don't have to be afraid of women. Think about how this would bleed into the rest of your life, because I think it would. When I read comments of guys who are scared of women and relationships, it's sad to me, because I think about what else are they afraid of? I can't buy a house right now. We're at the top of the housing market. The bubble's going to collapse. I can't buy stocks right now. You know, look at the S&P. It's been up for how many years straight? The bubble's going to burst. I can't change jobs right now. I need stability. I can't start a business right now. It's COVID. There's always going to be 1.5 million reasons not to do something. And that's fear. That's the voice of fear inside of you driving your decisions. And what I would ask fellas out there, if you want to be in a relationship with a woman, if you want to start a business, if you want to buy a house, do so in a smart way. Don't go into it with your eyes closed. Make sure you're well informed and you're driving the ship. You're at the captain's seat, but don't let fear stop you from doing anything. Be a man. I know it's toxic, right, to even say that, but, you know, be a man. That's my message. Thanks, fellas. I'll talk to you again real soon.
I just feel like men show loyalty through giving you a part of their life. Meanwhile, women show loyalty through making you a part of their lives. So like with the nurturing aspect, with the, you know, just giving them their mind, body, and soul. Like women, that's a part of our lives because we typically give that to ourselves. Men, you guys kind of take pride in what your finance, status, like those are like the big things for you. So in order to actually show loyalty to a woman, you kind of give her a part of that. Whether it's your stability, it's your security, just your lifestyle in general, you give her a part of that. But as a woman, we kind of give you a part of us.
I like that.
I'm both with that answer.